Today we get a new exotic mission in D2, and if you complete it, you'll acquire the brand new Choir of One exotic Vex auto rifle. Can't wait to review this weapon, looks kinda wild. Make sure to ring the notification bell so you don't miss out. In this video, I'll walk you through the entire exotic mission, which, be warned, gets a little funky in the boss room, but you'll figure it out. Before we begin, a very important PSA. I'm hearing from some folks in the community that if you complete this mission but you haven't gotten completely caught up in the Act 2 story, then you won't get the exotic to drop at the end of the mission. So don't do any of this until you're completely caught up. You've been warned. But before we go any further, do you know what really sucks? Feeling grimy and sweaty all over, especially when you need to be around other people. That's why I'm happy to tell you about Mando, sponsor of today's video, so let's thank them real quick. Mando was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, the more you know. I recently went to GCX in Orlando, and while I was there, I tried out Mando, who sent me a bunch of great products beforehand. Body wash, invisible cream deodorant, individual deodorant wipes, and good old-fashioned smooth, solid deodorant. Considering I was in Florida in August, these products were absolute lifesavers. I smelled and felt fresh the entire weekend, happy and ready to go for each and every community selfie request. Hell yeah. Mando reduces odor all day and continues controlling BO for 72 hours. Mando is a whole body deodorant, clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. Yeah, you heard me. Whole body, fellas. We're talking pits, we're talking package, and every crack, you know what I'm talking about. Choose from 4 different scents that are all unique: Bourbon Leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, and Pro Sport. They even have unscented, but go for Bourbon Leather. That one's my favorite. Mando's starter pack bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size stick deodorant, a cream deodorant tube or an acidified cleansing bar, and 2 free products like the wipes or mini body wash, free US shipping, and just for my followers, Mando is offering an extra $5 off when you order using my link in the pinned comment and by entering code FALLOUT at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off. Don't wait, hit them up today with my link in the pinned comment. Thank you, Mando. All right, we back. To start the exotic mission, you're going to go to the helm, talk to Failsafe, and launch a cutscene. I'm sure this is all very important. I'll talk to Bife about it later. When you've done that, you can now launch the Encore Overture mission directly from the helm. Power cap for the mission is 1945, and there's currently a Solar and Strand Surge, which I'm assuming will change from week to week. For right now, bring Strand or Surge if you want, might make things a little bit easier. When the mission launches, you're going to drop into a wide open area that is extremely pretty. Feel free to explore if you're not strapped for time. If you want to cut to the chase though, head to the far right of the map. When you drop in, you're going to run up this very, very long stone ramp for quite a bit. When you've gotten high enough, look down to your left. You'll see kind of a one-holed bowling ball object beneath you. Drop down into that hole. From there, take the route that I show you right now. See ya in a minute or two. When you reach this room right here, your goal is going to be to jump to the other side and reach that structure on screen right there. Jump over to that structure and then follow the route I'm going to show you right now. Now that you've reached here, your goal is going to be to construct a Vex bridge to get to the other side, and you're going to now learn the main mechanic of this mission. Here's how the mechanic works in a nutshell. This object right here is something that you can deposit a green colored Vex connection into. I'll explain that more in a minute, but just know that if you deposit a green Vex connection into this object, you will reshape the Vex geography directly in front of you, allowing you to reach new areas. Again, we will eventually use this one right here to construct a bridge to get to the other side, but first we need to get a green colored Vex connection and bring it here. Head on over to the right side of this general area and look for this. It looks exactly like the deposit area that you'll eventually use to build a bridge, but you'll notice that this time the green light above the depot area is not flashing, but solid green. Here's your rule of thumb. If the icon is flashing green, it means you can deposit a Vex connection into it if you have one. It means it's empty. If the icon is constant non-flashing green, that means there's a free connection right there for you to pick up. So pick up the green connection available right here. As you may notice though, this will pop up a wall blocking the way that you came. So your goal now is to find another green charge that you'll be able to bring back with you to eventually form the bridge. Deposit your Vex connection right here and a floor will appear in front of you. Walk up to the white Vex pillar and activate it. You'll notice that one of the 3 colored lights on the back wall will power down when you do this. As you can imagine, you need to now find 2 more pillars and shut them off as well. Pick the green Vex connection back up and you'll find the second location to plant the connection in the left-hand side of the room, right about here. Again, a wall that was previously up will come down and you can now walk into that room and activate the second white Vex pillar, which will turn off a second colored light on the back wall. 1 more to go. Once again, go back and retrieve the green Vex connection charge from the depot area, and now you're going to head a little bit down to this area here. This one is mildly trickier. Killing a Minotaur in the new room that opens up will drop a new Vex connection. This one will be colored yellow instead of green. Inserting the new yellow charge into the yellow depot spot in that room that you just walked into will remove a piece of the stone from where you were. This will allow you to go back to where you just were to recollect the green Vex connection and bring it into the room where the yellow Minotaur was. Normally you wouldn't be able to re-enter the room, but again, the yellow charge literally removed part of the stone wall, so you can do it now. Insert the green charge in the depot across from the yellow charge, and the Vex wall at the back of the room should now power down. You may now interact with the third white Vex pillar and head back upstairs, but make sure to bring the green Vex charge back with you. Remember the 3 lights up on the top floor, which should now be shut off? Just take the green Vex charge and deposit it into the depot area facing those 3 lights on the back wall to progress forward. A new door will now open up back where the 3 lights were. Grab your teammates and head on in. You're going to go all the way to the very back of this new area until you find a fresh green Vex connection charge, which you can pick up. This is going to be the charge you bring back with you to form the bridge. Be warned though, the second you pick up the charge, a glowing red kill wall will appear and begin to chase you. Therefore, once you grab it, start running back the way you came. An eager edge sword would come in really handy right about here. When you're back in the area that you came from, you can now use 1 green Vex connection to power down the big wall, preventing you from going back to the original area where we needed to go to form the bridge, and you can bring the second new Vex charge with you, which of course you can put into the original depot and finally form the Vex bridge, letting you cross to the other side. Go ahead and cross the bridge and take the route I show you right now.
Creating pluralities within the Vex mind, instigating individuality within her collective.
Until now, each Vex collective was guided by one mind, acting in unison. Maya has turned a collective into a community.
It makes them unpredictable. Our tactics must change accordingly.
Guardian down.
Now you should find yourself in a room with both Cabal and Vex. Start killing them. You'll notice that there's some Vex bubbles which you can't completely destroy just yet. Eventually, a Minotaur will spawn in that bubble, and when you kill it, it will drop a yellow Vex connection. Have somebody pick that up, jump up to the ledge above you and deposit it to remove a section of the wall and continue forward. In this next room, there's a piston that you can break with a hammer. This is not vital to the mission, but you can bash it with a hammer to collect samples. You can turn them in at the very end of the mission for extra loot if you care. When you're ready to move on, go ahead and jump up the Vex Milk elevator in front of you. You'll now get to a room and get introduced to the final color of Vex connection, blue. Head to the right side area of this new room that you're in and grab the blue connection, which is back by the stone wall. Bring it back to the center and put it in the depot, which will open a Vex teleporter off to your left. Go through the portal and kill all the Vex that you find in there. One of those Vex will drop a new blue connection on the floor, and there will also be a new green Vex connection there waiting for you in the depot. Take that blue charge and bring it over to the flashing blue depot station at the back of the room. Deposit it and open the portal there. Now go ahead and take the green Vex connection into that newly opened portal and deposit it into that station off to the right. This will build a very small ledge leading to a new portal in front of you, but you'll notice that the portal isn't powered up. I think you know what we need to do. Turn around and head back through the portal behind you. You can now take the blue icon from this portal and put it into the depot in front of this side portal. Doing that will allow you to take a side portal back to the robot room from earlier. You can now grab this blue Vex connection charge, head back through the side portal, and now take that blue charge and close the side portal, reopen the portal at the back of the room, and bring the second blue charge with you to finally open the final Vex portal. Yes, I know that was confusing, but I promise you will get it. Go ahead and go through that portal and enter the not quite yet boss room. Kill a bunch of Vex and grab the new blue Vex connection charge at the dead center of the outdoor area. Deposit that into the depot off to the right and go through that portal and fight off both the Subjugator and Tormentor that you find there. When the Tormentor despawns, he should drop another blue Vex charge. Keep heading to the back of the area, deposit the blue charge, and go through that portal. Kill more enemies and again fight the Subjugator until he goes away. He should drop another blue Vex charge. Put that into the depot right nearby and go through the portal. Kill more enemies and fight off the Tormentor again. He'll drop another blue Vex charge, bring that to the portal at the other end of the room, put it into the depot, and go through. Kill more enemies and finish off the Tormentor and the Subjugator both for good. You'll be rewarded with a loot chest, but don't get baited. This is not the end of the mission. Grab your loot and now go through the open portal in front of you. Jump up to the right and go through this little hole. Then continue forward until you get to this wide open room shown here. When you're here and the Vex are dead, the way forward is slightly tricky. Take the route I show you here, which is on the leftmost side of the island.
Ishtar buildings. Here.
Feel free to bash the pillar again with the hammer if you want. It isn't vital to the mission. Keep heading forward until you reach this area with a lot of harpies. Go ahead and kill them all, then head through the open portal to get teleported to the next area. You're going to enter an Ishtar research lab. You should head over to the area shown here and activate this switch to get some juicy lore. Again, I'll get Bife on the phone later. When the lore conversation is all over, a wall should go down in the very far back right of the room that you're in. Go ahead and go through, and now finally you are in the boss room. All right, the boss fight. Explaining this part is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but here is your general rule of thumb for this encounter. Depot in middle, tamper, build towards the boss, stand on plate, break cube, DPS. I'm going to repeat that. If you ever get stuck, look at the order of operations. Depot in middle, tamper, build towards the boss, stand on plate, break cube, DPS. Here's a general layout of the boss room. Graphic design is my passion. Think of it like a big circle. At the beginning of the boss fight, there will be no red Vex walls, but trust me, later in the fight, several red walls will appear, basically separating the boss area into a left area, a middle area, a right area, and a far back area. That far back area, you'll never get to that area, so only concern yourself with the left, middle, and right. Detouring real quick. At the beginning of the fight, you'll kill a Minotaur. It will drop a green Vex connection. Put that into the depot in the furthest station of the middle area of the map. Again, referring to our beautifully drawn map, you are basically depoting the green charge here. Middle area closest to the center of the circle, as it were. When you do this, a small platform will spawn right in front of you that has a white Vex pillar. Go up to that pillar and hit the tamper option. In order to reach DPS, again, remember what we said, depot in middle, tamper, build towards boss, stand on plate, break cube, and DPS. Now that we've tampered, we need to find the plate to stand on. Looking at our diagram of the room, the location of the plate that you need to stand on is going to be in the direction of wherever the boss is. For example, in this clip, the boss is off on the back right side of the room. Therefore, we need to take the green Vex charge and use it to build to the right of the boss area, and the Vex plate we need to stand on will be there. This won't always be the case. I helped a buddy finish the mission and the boss was on the back left side of the map, and we built to the left and the Vex plate wound up there. Stand on the plate and kill Vex until the plate charge reaches 100. When the plate reaches 100 and goes away, look at the boss wherever he is. He should have a cube that you need to shoot and break the cube, and begin DPS. Eventually, the boss will get health gated because of course he will. After that first major health gate, big red walls will come up, separating each area of the boss room. The only thing you need to worry about now is grabbing blue Vex connection charges, which will drop from a newly spawned Minotaur, and using them to power up the portals, which will now allow you to go back and forth between each section of the boss room. If you get stuck, remember the order of operations: depot in middle, tamper, build towards the boss, stand on the plate, break the cube, and DPS. So all you have to do now is just rinse and repeat. I did have one instance where we didn't have to tamper a second time. That was really weird. We went back to the middle of the map, prepared to do the whole thing over again, and the boss was ready to be DPS'd. But if the boss is shielded like before, you need, again, like earlier, depot in the middle section until you get the tamper option, tamper, then build to whichever side of the room the boss is on, stand on the plate, break the cube, and DPS until he is dead. This mission is very new, by the way, so in the event that the tamper option is not in the dead center, check the other options, the left area and right area of the map. Somewhere should have a tamper option. Keep using that green charge to build and see if you can find the tamper option, and when you do, tamper, build towards boss, stand on plate, break cube, DPS. That is kind of it. If you're stuck for whatever reason in the boss fight, maybe the tamper option isn't appearing anywhere, I'd recommend wiping and trying the boss fight over. Just remember the order of operations and you should be fine. Like today's video if it helped you out, and ring the notification bell for more Act 3 content, including an exotic review and a new artifact perk review. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.